We're going to start by lying flat on our back and creating a neutral spine. We want to reduce the natural arch in our lower back by bringing our pelvis closer to our ribs and therefore flattening our back against the mat. You can imagine turning in your belly button towards your spine to close that distance between your ribs and your pelvis. When this is done, you can't get your hand underneath your lower back anymore. We're going to take a deep inhale, and on that inhale we're going to lift our legs up into tabletop position. We're now going to exhale and extend the leg out straight, reaching as far as you can with your toes. Inhale to bring the leg back to tabletop. Alternate with the opposite leg to the same movement. Whilst we're doing this, we want to keep our pelvis flat and aligned. Imagine you're resting a bowl of water on that pelvis and you don't want to spill the water. Throughout this movement, we want to keep the core engaged by ensuring that we exhale when we extend the leg and also press that belly button towards the spine in order to keep our back close to the mat. Do not lift or raise or arch from the lower back. If you find that you cannot extend all the way out without lifting or arching your back, you can just extend your legs diagonally as I'm showing here. We have 2 more here before we move on to the next part of this exercise. Remembering to exhale on the extension and inhale when you bring the leg back to tabletop. We are now going to raise our arms above and alternate opposite arm with opposite leg. Reach as far as you can with your fingertips as you extend as far as you can with your toes, all the whilst keeping that same breath pattern going. Exhale for the extension and inhale to bring everything back to center. It's so important here not to rush through this exercise. Pilates is best felt when you move with your breath, and that is usually much slower than you think. If you find the addition of the arm movement is causing strain in your lower back, or for you to raise your lower back off the mat, please rest your arms down to your side and continue with your legs only. I find that remembering to keep that pelvis tucked and my rib to pelvis distance short helps maintain my positioning through this movement. Keep your gaze up towards the ceiling so that you don't cause any strain or tension in the upper body. And that was the last one. You can lower your hands down to the mat and then lower your feet. You can take a little stretch here in your lower back by dropping your knees either side just to release any tension that may have formed. Another nice stretch is to bring the knees into your chest and hug them. And you can relax your feet back down to the mat. We're now going to prepare for our hundreds. We want our heels close to our glutes, but not too close. So you should be able to extend your fingers, not actually feel them. We want to keep our gaze between our thighs, and you want to keep your arms straight. We're going to move the whole arm and not flap at the wrists, but keep the arm completely straight and move it as one lever. Taking a few breaths here as we get ready to start the exercise. We are then going to roll up, looking between the thighs, and start breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's important here to keep your gaze between the thighs so that you do not put too much tension onto your neck, and also to work with your breath and the arm movement. Keep going with the breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it's available to you, you can bring your legs up into tabletop. This is an advanced move from the first one. If not, you can keep your legs down on the ground and continue with the breathing pattern. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have a few more to go here. Just carry on with that breathing and do not hold your breath. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fantastic. Bring your legs down to the mat and rest your head back. Well done. Again, you can bring your knees into your chest and just give them a hug to stretch out that lower back and any tension that may have arisen. You can roll side to side slightly and just give yourself a slight massage in that lower back and spine. Taking some deep breaths in here. Lowering your feet back down to the ground, we're going to prepare for our next exercise. Bringing our hands behind our head and our legs into tabletop position, we are now going to do a roll up. So exhale to crunch up and inhale to lower your head back down. What's important here is that you do not crush your chin down to your chest. So imagine there's an apple or an orange just below your chin and you want to keep that distance between your chin and your chest. We're not pulling on the head, we are looking between the thighs, and most importantly you want to get your head and your shoulder blades off the ground and then lower them back down. For the best results for this exercise, you really should try and exhale as much as possible and really squeeze through that core. Think about bringing that belly button towards the spine as you look between the thighs at the top, and don't rush back down. Keep like half a second at the top before you inhale and rest your head back down on the mat. Last one. And relax. Bring your feet down to the mat and take a few seconds breath here. And we're going to bring our legs back up into tabletop. Exhale between the thighs and extend our arms out to the side and back behind our heads. Inhale to lower. Exhale. Extend your arms back behind the head. Inhale to lower. A few more here. You'll really be feeling this now in your abdominal muscles, which is fantastic. Keep on going and keep the discipline in the positioning of your hips, the engagement of the core, the alignment, and also the pace of movement. Big exhale to reach and back, and then we have a few pulses coming. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift, and we're going to pulse here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lower, and we're going to the opposite side. Exhale, extend, and we're going to pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I did one extra. And lower your head back down. We're going to get straight into our toe taps now. So again, with a roll up, supporting our head in our hands, looking between our thighs, we're going to raise our legs into tabletops and then alternate tapping one toe down on the mat, all whilst keeping that back flat against the mat and that belly button pressed in towards the spine. Exhale to bring the leg down towards the mat and inhale to bring it back up. Again, remember not to crush your chin down to your chest, but keep that gaze just at your upper thighs. If you find that this is too difficult, you don't actually have to tap the mat with your toes, and you can just extend as far as you can before feeling any pressure or lifting in your lower back. If that's still difficult, you can relax your head back down to the mat as I'm showing here, and then tap your toes down. For those of you who can, roll up, look between your thighs, and continue with the exhale to tap down and inhale to bring the leg back up to tabletop. Last 2, and 1, and lower your feet down and your head down. Take a few deep breaths in here and just feel that breath moving in through your body, and then let it all out through pursed lips. Bring your arms up into a cactus position, spreading your feet to either side of the mat. Let your knees drop to one side and turn your gaze to the opposite side, and just feel that nice stretch in through your spine. Take deep breaths as you're doing this. Don't hold your breath. Spend a few moments here and then switch to the opposite side. Again, deep breaths in, look the opposite direction to that your knees are. And now we're going to roll over into a 4-point kneel as we get ready for a cat-cow stretch. Taking a deep breath in, lifting through that thoracic spine and looking towards your belly button. And then a big exhale. You want to sink in and look up and bring your armpits down towards your rib. Repeat that again. And just enjoy that nice stretch in your spine that's very well earned. Exhale, look up and release. Lean back into a child's pose with your knees wide apart and stretch your arms forward as far as you can. Taking a short moment to thank yourself for deciding to move your body today. And finally, we're just going to get into a cobra stretch just to really give those abdominal muscles a nice stretch. Gaze up towards the sky. Remember to take some breaths in here and do not hold your breath. And smile because you have completed day 1 of the Ama Pilates challenge. Pick whatever additional stretch you need in this moment, and I'm really looking forward to you joining me for day 2. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.